All right, everybody. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, that solved the problem. I know a lot of you guys were saying that the stream was lagging a little bit. There's having issues with it, so I apologize. I had to go ahead and reset everything. So hopefully, that did the trick with the lagging stream. So once again, I apologize about that. Just hope that we don't have any issues. We shouldn't have any more issues. If we do, then bear with me. We're gonna have to go ahead and troubleshoot with everything. But hopefully, everybody goes ahead and comes back. I'm gonna have to go ahead and tweet this out again just to get people back in here. So bear with me for a little bit, guys, while I send out the appropriate links for the stream out on Twitter. Give me 1 second while I let all you guys get back in here in the chat. I gotta tweet this out real quick. In the meantime, just go ahead and start asking away whatever you guys want to talk about, chat about, or discuss for this as I go on Twitter. Hey, and if you have Twitter, shoot, follow me on Twitter at HatesMarcosV on the Twitter. And follow us on the Fight Up account too on Twitter as well at Fight Up TV. On the Twitters, dang man, I got to do this on Instagram again too because I told a bunch of people on Instagram to go ahead and join in. Man, dude, social media is annoying, guys. Like so much to go ahead and do, and it's just annoying. Now this link isn't going to work that I posted on Instagram. So let me say, hold on, you guys, bear with me. I'm gonna get to your comments right now. Just I gotta go ahead and make sure we got enough people on here. Share, save. I'm gonna save this story, right, or video? I think it's video. I'm gonna save the video, delete it. Just keep just put in your question, guys, and I'm gonna rapid fire answer them. But I gotta go ahead and put this up for everybody so everybody knows Instagram's only for thoughts. Hey man, we all love the thoughts. The thotties need love too, bro. Come on. We love the thotties. They need some love over there. Okay. All right, I think I got it on Instagram, on our Instagram. Hey, follow our Instagram at HatesMarcosV and at Fight Up TV. Boom, it's uploaded. Okay, so hopefully no freaking internet issues this time. I don't know why the heck that was happening. All right, yes, IP, we back. Boxing Dialogue, what's up, bro? Tom Brady's the GOAT. I had, for the longest time, I had a hard time saying that Tom Brady was the GOAT because I was a huge Joe Montana fan growing up as a kid, okay? And I saw, how many Super Bowls Joe Montana won. And I'm not a hardcore football fan. I'm a casual football fan. But back when I was a kid, I was more into it. And I loved Joe Montana, dude. Joe Montana was my favorite player. And I would get so angry when people would say, before this Super Bowl win and before his last Super Bowl win, I'd get pretty freaking riled up when people would say Tom Brady was a better quarterback than Joe Montana. And I don't know, because when you're younger, you don't know any better. You don't know about stats and all that. So when you see someone as dominant as Joe Montana was as a kid, and you see the accomplishments that he has, it stays with you, and you don't have perspective as much as a kid as you do when you're an adult, and you're not as objective as a kid when you're an adult. So for the longest time, I had this notion that no way freaking Tom Brady's greater than Joe Montana. But you got to give that dude props, bro. He's already surpassed Super Bowl wins than Joe Montana. Is it seven freaking Super Bowl wins? It's nuts, man. At 43, that's crazy. He's like the Bernard Hopkins of freaking of football. That's like when youngsters say LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. Exactly. That is true, Ari. Even though LeBron is it's so hard, and this falls into boxing as well, bro. You can't compare. It's like apples and oranges. The only thing you can't compare is like numbers, stats, records. Exactly, Shelton. You can't compare the eras because the rules were different from Montana. Exactly, they were. But the other thing too is that athletes get better every generation, bigger, faster, stronger. Okay, so that in itself makes it hard to compare. With the other sports you can more so than boxing. Okay, because boxing, yeah, you have title defenses, but again, every generation is supposed to be better than the generation that preceded them. For basketball, for football, for golf, you have stats, and these stats, how great the guy is, their stats will stay. But obviously, those stats are only going to last for as long time as they are because every generation the athletes get better. Every single generation. Montana's not better than Brady. Facts. I know that, but I'm just telling you, as a kid, and for the longest time, I had, that thinking that, and there's no way that this guy was so great that no one could be greater than him because he was so great when I was watching him. It's just different eras. NBA is soft in my opinion compared to the 90s and before. Yeah. Wow. 33 watching. Okay. Thanks, bro. Cool. The Weeknd, that made headlines here. Ireland. I thought the Weeknd did well, bro. I thought the Weeknd, you know what it was, is the atmosphere wasn't the same. Okay. That's a big part of it. There wasn't as many people in that stadium. It's just with COVID and everything like that. Yeah, it was weird. The audio seemed a little off for the that show. I think they were targeting a different demographic, a demographic that's a lot younger than me and other people that generally do watch the Super Bowl. They took a risk, but obviously it's different time, man. It's a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl halftime show during COVID times where there's not max capacity, where it's very limited people, where the atmosphere is completely different. So, it is what it is. I thought he did well. I thought he did a fantastic job, but it was just, I don't know, the production of it, the way they went ahead and presented it was really, really different. What do you think? And I apologize, guys, if I sound a little tired. See, I made the mistake again of going on a run before doing this. I ran 6.5 miles. I'm a little tired, bro. I usually do my cardio after, so I have energy to do the live chat. So I apologize. I'm gonna need you guys to pump me up, brothers. Let's go ahead and get some more likes up in here, man. Come on, bros. Let's get some likes up in here. More likes. Yieldrum sucks, but at least Diaz's trainer will make some Canelo money. Braden, come on, man. Why you gotta be so ruthless? Hey, look. Yieldrum's not the favorite in the fight, obviously. Okay. And he's nowhere near the skill level of a Canelo. Okay. But you got to give it to him. He's gonna bring it to Canelo. He was a sparring partner of Canelo. He's familiar with being in there and mixing it up with Canelo. The fight won't last long, that's for sure. It's not going to last long. But I do have, and I do feel that it's going to be a little bit better fight than what people expect. He's going to get his licks in. He's hungry. He's strong. And Joel, the one thing about Joel Diaz trained fighters is those guys come in shape. They come to fight. Yieldrum's going to come to fight. Okay, he's going to come to fight. I saw him fight live. The Durrell fight. The Durrell fight actually ended up being a lot better fight than what I expected from him. So he's going to go and try to be a bull in there with Canelo. The thing is, he's going to be outgunned. He's coming into a gunfight with a sword when it's in comparison to the weapons that Canelo brings. But for what it's worth, it's I think it's going to be better than what people are thinking, just because they're familiar with each other. Marcos, will you go to Saudi for Fury Joshua in July? I don't know. I didn't go to Saudi the first time because of a few things. One, I didn't really agree with the fight being held in Saudi Arabia, given the government, honestly, and what the government has done just overall. I didn't really feel like going to Saudi Arabia either and taking that trip. I wasn't really comfortable going there. And you know, I did really feel that it wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't sit well with me going over there covering a fight, knowing how the whole promotion, they were just like, oh, Saudi's so great and beautiful. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's a beautiful country, but they're saying like, oh, you know, this place is perfect, nothing happens here. Like, look, it's a normal life, when it's not, obviously. They freaking behead people in town squares. They behead gay people over there. Like they have a terrible human rights record. And that didn't sit well. I didn't want to participate in something like that. A lot of people have said sport washing. They're trying to sport wash. And obviously, with the coverage that I was seeing from the other channels, that, you know, they were hyping up Saudi. Like, you know, I'm seeing videos like, look how great it is over here. And it's like, yeah, bro, it's because you're only allowed in the areas they want you to see. Like, go venture 3 miles down over there and do that same video. Let me see how it is. You know, it's not like all these other organizations are lying about what's going on there. You know, these guys have a track record of that. And yes, they're getting better. Yes, there's reforms happening in the country with MBS, you know, but there's still a lot of messed up shit that happens in that country. And it just didn't sit well with me to participate. And I didn't want to be there in Saudi and be put in a position where someone was going to ask me like, well, you know, how's the country, or be pressured in any way to make a video about, oh, look how great this country is, when like, I have no place to really say that, because I'm not really like, I'm there in a confined area where they want. It's like going to North Korea. Okay, going to North Korea, you go there and you see all the monuments. They show you what you want to see, and you know, how objective can you be when they're showing you what they want you to see? You know, you're not really seeing how it is with the real people there. You know, it's controlled. So I didn't really, you know, I didn't want to take part in the sport washing. It didn't settle well, especially just, you know, knowing the reports that I've seen from various other media organizations and all that. So that's why I chose not to go for this coming July. I don't know. I hope that fight doesn't land over there, because not anything against Saudi, but I think that fight deserves to be in the UK. You got two of the biggest UK stars have no business fighting in Saudi. No business whatsoever fighting in Saudi. That fight deserves to be in the UK, given the status and stature of both those two fighters for that country. The fight shouldn't be happening anywhere else other than the United Kingdom. Gilbert, what up? What do you think about Virgil Ortiz versus Josh Kelly and Jaron Ennis versus Elvis Rodriguez? Ooh, Elvis Rodriguez. Jaron Ennis. Ah, man, you guys all need to keep an eye out on Elvis Rodriguez. He's a prospect that's coming up, undefeated, with Freddie Roach, training with Freddie Roach. He's from the Dominican Republic. The guy's a real deal. He's going to be a world champion. He's going to be very, very good. I called his first fight in TJ, and you could just tell right away. Like, I think when he started the round, because I think that first fight he got the knockout really quick, and like 2 minutes into the first round. And I remember I told my producer, I'm like, dude, get this guy on again. Keep your eye on it, because he's going to be really, really good. I love those fights. Ortiz versus Josh Kelly. I'd favor maybe Ortiz. Just because he's a little bigger and has a better punch. But love those fights. Probably won't see him for a very long time, though, to be honest. Wilder versus Ruiz. Who are you taking? Stylistically, I favor that is a long-ass trip for her. Stylistically, that fight is a better fight for Dionte than Andy, to be honest. Just because given Deonte's reach, and that Andy has to move side to side to come forward, you know, Dionte could time him coming in and land a right. But both guys haven't fought in a long time. You know, they haven't been active. You know, both more than a year since they've fought. Andy's last fight was Joshua, and you know, Wilder's last fight was Fury. So I like to think that that's the next fight they're going to build towards because of what's happening with Joshua and Fury. So I'd love to see it, but I think you'd have to favor Dionte just because he's physically bigger, hits bigger, bigger puncher, and just he's longer than Andy. And Andy has to come in; he has to cut the distance. But we'll see. The one thing that the Fury fight did show is that Wilder has difficulties when he's pushed forward, and Andy's going to pressure you. So hey, maybe I'm completely wrong. Actually, maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and that's like a very winnable fight for Andy because Andy's going to be pressing Dionte the whole night, going to be pushing him back, hitting him with combinations of the body to the top, the hand speed. He's not going to be able to hand speed of Andy in the combinations, and Andy ends up knocking him out in like 4 or 5 rounds. But what did I know? I'm always wrong with these things. Not really, not a lot, but do you know what's next for Ugas, NJAP? Yeah, I think so. There's little birdies tweeting out there in the boxing universe that supposedly the next fight for Ugas is going to be Errol Spence. Now that the WBA made Manny champion in recess, or whatever the hell, what freaking WBA, man. I've met Gilbert with the WBA, man, and I remember he came out with a statement saying that he was going to stop with all these belts and all this crap. And he hasn't. Why? Well, we all know why. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Hey, man, you can't blame the guy. It's his organization. Well, it was his dad's, but it's one of the many reasons why boxing is messed up. It's so fractured and messed up, guys. You got a sport that's not all the other sports in the United States, all the other sports here in this country, and the good old USA have a national commission, an overseeing commission. Not boxing. Boxing's so fractured. They don't have that. They have the state commissions, but each state commission has its own rules. Yes, there's unified rules, but only when there's titles on the line. There needs to be a national boxing commission. That's one way around it that you start fixing a lot of this stuff. Because if there's a national boxing commission, because I've thought this out. This is how you get rid of the belts or this alphabet soup stuff. Create a national commission. The national commission has a panel that has rankings. And the national commission, because they're the national commission, they oversee the whole sport in the United States, are able to dictate who should fight who based on those rankings. And yeah, they can still fight for whatever title. But if you want to be, ranked number 1 or something like that in the National Boxing Commission, you have to go through with the fight. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. That'd be one way, and they start unrecognizing the sanctioning bodies, and people start going like, hey, no, we're going to go with the National Boxing Commission. This is the rankings. This is the real number 1, number 2. I don't know if that would even work. That seems like a pipe dream at this point, to be honest. But that'd be one way. The other way is someone like an Elon Musk comes in and buys up all these organizations and just creates one. And then that's really the only way, to be honest. It's either that or the National Boxing Commission comes in and says, hey, we're not recognizing any sanctioning bodies other than ourselves because we're the National Boxing Commission. We give people licenses. We're going to do the rankings now. We're going to do the standings now, and we're going to dictate who should fight who. Promoters, you go ahead and sort it out, how much the purses are going to be, what network it ends up. But these guys have to fight this guy, or they're not going to be ranked anymore, according to the National Boxing Commission. And I'm pretty sure if they do that, a lot of people will gravitate towards that, and you'll start seeing that the importance of these sanctioning bodies won't be as much anymore because now you have a national body, the government, stepping in and saying, nah, this is how ish is going to be run now. I don't know. You guys think that would ever work? I don't know if that would ever work, to be honest. If you shotgun a beer, you'll be okay. Nah, I've done plenty of shotgunning when I was a college student. Yes, thank you, IP. Smash that like button. Marcos, where do you live? Southern California, bro. Never that. What's up? Here we go. Our first comment of the day. That there's a lot of Canelo hate for Canelo, man. Canelo and Mayweather cherry pick their fights, so they will never be the best fighters. They don't fight the best. Ryan Garcia will do the same thing. Oh man, I don't even know what to say anymore about this stuff. Like, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. They have selected their fights at the right times. Okay, it's true. Floyd did it. Canelo did it. Oscar did it. All the guys in those positions have done it, but because they're the ones that call the shots, they're the draw. They're able to select and pick which opponents make sense, which opponents don't. And sometimes, life's all about timing, bro, and even more with boxing too. And yes, I understand it goes against what sport is, but because boxing's so messed up, people are allowed to do that, and they're allowed to get away with it. You have a point with, I wouldn't say cherry picking, because at the end of the day, they fought and have fought the guys. They're like, in the case of Floyd, he fought who he was supposed to fight at the end of the day. Canelo has fought some of the guys he's supposed to fight. I'm hopeful that at some point he'll get in there with Saunders. Hopeful that at some point he'll get in there with Charlo and Andrade, Benavidez and Plant, and we won't have to have this discussion anymore. But it just shows you how screwed up the sport is, which takes me back to the whole, if they had a national boxing commission, a lot of this stuff would be avoided, because it would be the government telling you, like, hey, or the commission, which is the overseeing body now, the regulatory body of boxing in the United States. You're like, hey, no, this guy's number one, this guy's number two, you guys have to fight, or you lose your ranking. I'm not familiar with the NBA. I'm not familiar with the NFL. I don't know how their commissions do it, but I would imagine you just take their model of how it's run in terms of ranking people and what the commission is able to hand out as penalties and all that, and just copy and paste and put it on here. But I don't know. I could be just talking out my ass. How much do you think they how much do you think they paid Jason Rosario to take that dive he took? Bro, that wasn't a dive, dog. He knocked the wind out of him. And I know, because I've gotten the wind knocked out of me, and I've had a similar response when the wind got knocked out of me. It's not a pretty feeling, dude. You feel like you're dying, and you don't know what the hell is going on, and you're like, it's not a pretty thing. Shelton, what's up? Marcos, since you are someone close to the PBC, what do you think is next for Wilder? I'm hearing Charles Martin, but I'm not sure. It's not. It's just a name that was thrown out there, but I heard Charles Martin could be next for him. Not going to shotgun any beers, bros. Sorry, I finished all that in college. Braden, Yieldrum has a chin, though. Then if he has a chin, then it's going to be a good fight. He has defensive problems, does Yieldrum. He's going to get caught, and Canelo's going to put it on him. Gilbert, damn it, Marcos, you were going to answer my question, then you stopped. What was your question, bro? Sorry about that. Andre, I was born ready. M asks, can you explain what a purse bid is? MMA does not have those. Yes, because MMA is a much better run sport than boxing. M. So a purse bid. What's a purse bid? So this is from what I know. Okay. Purse bid is a bid for which promoter is going to have the right to promote the fight. So if they can't come to an agreement over how much what side should make and all that BS, okay, and they're going back and forth in negotiations and they can't figure anything out, and the sanctioning body's like, dude, what the heck? You guys have to make this fight in 30 days or it's going to go to a purse bid. At that point, when it goes to a purse bid, any promoter can come in and bid the right to promote that fight. The winning bid gets the right to promote that fight. So say it's a Golden Boy versus Top Rank fight, and they're going back and forth over purses, and they can't come to an agreement. And the sanctioning body or bodies goes, we're going to take this to purse bid. This is the only way this is going to get resolved, because sometimes that's what happens. They go back and forth, back and forth. They can end up going back and forth over purse forever, and we won't ever get a fight. So it then goes to a purse bid. The WBC or any other sanctioning body will go, if you guys don't work this out in 30 days, we're going to take this fight to a purse bid. At that point, Top Rank, Golden Boy, if it goes to a purse bid, say it's a Top Rank versus Golden Boy fighter, Matchroom can come in and be like, we like this fight, we want to promote it. Our purse bid is $2 million for it. And this has happened before with some stuff, They can end up winning the purse bid, and they're now the lead promoter for that fight. They now are promoting a fight that doesn't have their fighters to be on DAZN. Obviously, it becomes trickier if that ever does happen. Obviously, like the pressure at that point is to make the fight happen. But there would be contractual conflicts because promoter A, promoter B can only have fighters show up on certain platforms, yada, yada, yada. But in essence, that's what the purse bid is. Yieldrum, really? Come on, let's be real. It will be a horrible fight, not on the same level. You're right. He's not on the same level, but I'm not just saying this to like kiss ass, because I have no dog in this. Like, I don't get anything from I'm not team Canelo. I'm not team Yieldrum. I'm team Marcos. I'm team me. All right. I think it's going to be a lot better than what people think, because these guys were sparring partners. Okay. And if you have a guy that's familiar with, you have two people that always train together, be it like in the wrestling room, be it in the boxing ring or in MMA, because they're so familiar with each other, they're more willing to exchange with each other because they have experience exchanging with each other. They have confidence. They know each other so well. So that's why I think this fight's going to be a little bit better than what people are expecting. They're going to go and slug it with each other and exchange with each other, because there's that comfortability that they both have in spending so much time with each other as sparring partners. That's a long-ass trip for work. I know, man. Saudi Arabia is freaking forever. Saudi Arabia exploits its immigrant workers. Ari Boxing Talk, I agree with you, Marcos. Gilbert, yeah, especially if they caught you with your Grindr account, Marcos. You are stupid, Gilbert. Gilbert's a comedian. I don't take myself serious. I know this fool is just making a joke as well, but come on, bro. Come on, guy. Come on. There's Filipinos that work to death in Saudi. Yeah, so in Qatar as well. Awesomeness. I already answered your question. Boxingologist, what's up? Any real boxing fan should be calling for these so-called top name fighters to fight Andrade. How you, a champion, are undefeated and afraid to fight a 160-pound man? MS says, I'm on crack. Why am I on crack, bro? Okay, so obviously you're right. I think with all sports, number one should face number two. No ifs, ands, or buts, and there shouldn't be any protests, but you got to be, what would be the right way to say this? You just got to be a realist about it, that at the end of the day, it's a business and you got to make money and you want to have fights. A boxer is a business person, and boxing is their livelihood. It's their business. It's how they make income, and they want to go in to every fight with the ability to make more money than they did in their last fight. And in order to do that, they need opponents that people want to see them fight against, that are going to generate business from the casual boxing fan. And if they see an opponent that's not commercially viable as opposed to somebody else, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to go with that guy, because they're thinking of their business interest, which they have a right to, obviously, because at the end of the day, they're the ones stepping in the ring and taking punches. And I think, a lot of fans tend to overlook that aspect of it, and they focus on, no, why isn't he fighting this guy? He should be fighting this guy. And we all want to see the best fight the best, but that's also another component of this game, as well as You know, these fighters want to be compensated as much as they can, and they deserve to be compensated as much as they can. And they're looking for fighters, big fights that are going to generate them a lot of income, a lot of money. Andre doesn't have a big name. He's been avoided by a lot of people. He's not the most marketable guy, even though he's trying. And he hasn't had the most exciting fights. He's not a big name as opposed, Charlo, if a fight with Canelo is presented to Charlo and a fight with Andre, he's going to go with Canelo. He's going to go with the bigger name, the guy that's going to generate him more income, not only in the ring, but from the gate, from merchandise, from sales there in the arena as well, from pay-per-view sales as well. So, I think that's a big part of it as to why he hasn't gotten fights. And it sucks for Andrade because he's highly talented. He's a great fighter. And in past fights, the recent fights, the two most recent fights, he's shown that he's wanting to be more exciting in there, and he's willing to take risks and mix it up there with opponents where his style is getting more pleasing for the casual fan that is used to always wanting or always wanting to get instant gratification, always wanting to see just action and people just throw blows nonstop. Casual fan is not knowledgeable in the nuances of boxing and the sweet science. It's our job to educate them and turn them into boxing fans so that they're able to see these nuances and appreciate these nuances, the little half step, the little lateral there, the little slip there, the one punch, half step back, lands a counter, slips. All those little things that these guys are able to do that we know of because we love boxing. The casual guys, their eyes not trained to that. It's our job to educate them so that they can appreciate technicians like Andrade and others. So they don't go in and say, this guy's boring, because their attention span is not trained to see what they're seeing inside the ring. No fault of their own. They don't know the sport. But we got to teach these guys so they know to appreciate what they're watching. It's like someone who watches MMA, okay, and the fight goes to the ground, and the two guys start grappling, and they go, oh, my God, this stuff. I wanted to say something, but I can't say something because you got to be so damn PC now, but like, look at these grown-ass men just rolling around, humping each other on the ground. Like, what is this? To the casual guy, they're going to say that, but it's somebody like myself who trained in jiu-jitsu or another person who trained in jiu-jitsu sees that. They're going to be like, no, like this guy is trying to get control here. He has him in his guard. He's trying to create space. He's trying to move his hips back so he can sweep him. He's trying to trap an arm there to get a choke. You see all those things because you know and you've experienced it. But to the casual fan, they're not going to know that. So I think that's another reason as to why that's happening to Andrade. The only thing he can do is just he needs to keep winning and win in spectacular fashion, but not sell out. And I mean sell out, not sell his style out, unless he feels that he has to sell his style out in order to get these fights. At that point, then, it becomes he's not fighting how he is, who he is. He's losing himself in the ring. All right, I still haven't found out why you think I'm on crack, bro. Say no to crack. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Drugs are really bad. Happens here too. It's just hidden in the U.S. Yeah. Cristobal, what's up, man? What's going on? Thank you for your comment and your question, everybody. If we can get some more likes, let's get up to 50 likes, please. Cristobal asks, man, Canelo's fight tickets are way too much, especially for this fight. $2,000 to $6,000. Real boxing fans know what's up. Damn, I haven't even looked at ticket prices for this Yieldrum fight, but is that front row? $2,000 to $6,000. Well, Canelo's making a pretty penny. That's why the tickets are so much. They got to find a way to pay him, or at least recoup those losses that they're paying, because they're probably fronting the money to pay Canelo, and then they're hoping they're going to make it back on the gate and through sponsors and revenue and sales and all that. But yeah, boxing tickets do well. Even UFC tickets get expensive as well. Just if you want to be on that floor level, the front row, be prepared to spend a pretty penny on these tickets. And I always tell people this too. The best seats are not the floor level. The floor level seats are not the best seats. Maybe they are if you want to randomly run into celebrities and a fighter and get a photo, but for the pure viewing experience, the floor seats are not the best seats. The best seats are in the lower middle bowl in any arena for boxing. That is the best view because you're elevated, but you're not far away as to where they look like ants. You're at the right distance where you can see everything, and you don't have to worry about anybody standing up or getting in your way. Those tickets tend to be a little bit more affordable as well. So when boxing comes back, when we get through all this stuff, some of the best arenas in the country to watch fights are arenas like the it's not even called the Step Up Center anymore. I don't even know. Dignity Step Up Center, Home Depot Center. That's what it used to be called. But the arena in Carson, the Forum. The Forum's a great arena, man. Not a bad seat there in a lot of the seats that they have there. The theater at MSG, an excellent place to watch a fight as well. Hey, bro, have you seen the spar that Tank got whooped up? No, send me a link. How long ago was this sparring? Immigrant worker exploitation in Saudi is a huge problem. Yes, it is. Dang it, this thing upset it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and yo, Duran84, what's up, bro? Your live chat didn't even pop up here, but thanks for doing the super chat. Casual stands are unteachable, irredeemable. You just got to have patience with people. That's my thing. And trust me, I'm not the most patient person at times, but it's all in the way of how you say things to people in order for them to understand, or you got to tell them like, hey, what about if you thought about it this way? Just because I have a friend that's into crazy conspiracy theories. Okay. I had a long conversation with him. And like the way of me like saying like, no, that's BS, like didn't get to him. So I had to go a different route. I had to be like, yo, what about this way? Did you ever think about from this perspective? Like, think about it. Well, what if it's this way and that way? And little by little, I finally started getting something through. So it's really the approach and not being so condescending towards them in order to get to them and get them to think in a different perspective because they think differently than you or me. Let's see here. The chat reset it. I'm going to try to scroll up. I'm going to try to knock all these out from you guys. All these questions that you got. Here we go. Boom. I honestly think it's possible that Hooker upsets Ortiz Jr. Why do you think that, Braden? Pumped up for Valdez Burchell to talk about it, Mark. It's going to be an excellent fight, entertaining fight. Oscar Valdez needs to box. He can't be willed along into a brawl with a Burchell that throws more and is a bigger puncher than him. If Valdez boxes in and out and doesn't get in a brawl with Burchell, I like his chances. But if he gets into a brawl with Burchell, like we've seen him do many times before, it doesn't look good for him at all. Fury and Joshua will get 80 to 100 million each for fighting in Saudi. That's the difference, bro. No fans in the UK this year. Unfortunately, money talks, bro. Elvis is at 140, Ennis is at 147, but Elvis Rodriguez is a big guy, dude. Have you seen him? He's not gonna be at 140 for very long. Marcos, how do you like Tijuana? Do you go to Adelitas? Nah, I haven't been to Tijuana in a year and a half, bro. But I know what you're talking about with Adelitas. What's up, Marcos? Who do you think Thurman will fight next? No idea, but I know he's slated to return pretty soon, sometime in March, April, I think. Dionte should fight Ruiz. I think they're going to try to work towards that. Gabriel, saludos de San Antonio. What's up, San Antonio? Danny versus Ugas. I think Ugas is fighting Spence next. No idea who Danny might fight next. Who has way more to lose in a Ruiz-Dionte fight? Both of them do. Ari, what do you think of Michelle Rivera? Excellent fighter. Actually, if that Broner fight would have ended up happening, I like his chances in that fight with Broner. And, they put the weight stipulations in there, but I really would have liked his chances in that fight. Excellent fighter. Keep your eye on him. Is Mayweather still fighting? No, I don't think he's doing that, the whatever he was going to do. What was that? Exhibition, yeah. The exhibition. It's no more. Is Andy getting back in the ring? I think so in March. Better question: does Wilder have over or under 3 fights left in his career? I don't know. It's up to Wilder, man. What happened to Povetkin? He's fighting White again, coming up in a month. I ran into Andy. You always say this every week, bro. NJ, NP. You always say that you run into Andy at La Michoacanas. Where is this La Michoacanas, bro? Where is this place at? Ruiz versus Mikey Garcia at the buffet. Come on, bro. Stop that. Wilder is tarnished and finished. I need to see a fat Mexican to win just for my self-esteem, says Art. Wilder will KO Andy. Ruiz does have pressure. Ugas versus Thurman. The winner fights Spence. I think Ugas is fighting Spence because he has the WBA belt. Canelo versus Saunders. They're saying that in May, Mark. Thurman won't fight Ugas. Why is Canelo always being hated? That's a good question. I don't know, man. You guys answer me that. Why are people always hating on Canelo? Let me know, guys. Why do you guys think it is? Some of it is warranted, not gonna lie. Some of it is warranted. You know, people do bring up good points with the selection of opponents and all that, but some of it I feel is unwarranted also. Do you think Oscar is cashing out Ryan? I don't know who's Ryan's fighting next, to be honest. This Pacquiao stuff, let's see what happens. But if he fights Pacquiao, that's a tough one. You know, but Ryan is young. Manny's had a lot of time out of the ring, but even that, you got to think what Manny brings to the table as opposed to what Brian brings to the table. It's a hard fight. There you go again, JC. Adelitas. I'm going Adelitas next time I go to TJ, bro. Okay. Who is Thurman fighting next? No idea. Let's start a national boxing commission. Like I said, I don't know. I have no idea how that would work. It would have to be a government mandate. It'd have to be something made into law where the National Boxing Commission is cut up into 3 districts: West, Central, East, and all those, the West, Central, and East, all report to the National Boxing Commission, and they govern a certain amount of states. It would be a lot of work, but I think it is possible to do. They need a tournament system. I agree, Art. I agree. That would be awesome if they had a tournament system. Who creates the National Boxing Commission? Who? The government. A senator would have to go and propose it to Congress. Legislation would have to go through the House and then approved to the Senate, and that's how they could go ahead and make a National Boxing Commission. So it would be something where we'd have to tell our local senators or Congress people that we want something like that to happen. You know, it have to be brought to their attention. The Tesla title. Did you ever meet Edwin Valero? Says Johnny. I never formally met Edwin Valero. I saw him at the gym working out maybe once or twice, very, very early on when I was doing this stuff, when I first started. But I never formally had a chance to meet him or talk to him, to be honest. Great fights make champions, not belts. Agreed. Absolutely love the Elon Musk idea. I hear Jeff Bezos is free. Canelo versus Saunders in May. Nope, too much money to be corrupt. Let's see here. I don't think the government should have any say, to be honest. They are not efficient at all. Dirty Harold. You're right on that part. But I think that would be a way to ensure that number one faces number two. It seems that they are a bit more efficient when it comes to sport. Let's see here. Canelo has more. Gilbert, you're funny, bro. It's true, they're goods, but also bars. You got to take it like you see it. What up, Chain? What's up? Triple E was pretty much in his prime his last fight. Marcos, how you like Tijuana? JC, bro. JC, you keep asking me about Tijuana, bro. What's up with Tijuas, bro? I'm sad we never saw Canelo versus Ward. Super chat in the house. JB Cinema, what's up, bro? Name a current champion fighting more than 2 times a year. Canelo. But outside of a current champion fighting more than 2 times a year, we don't see it. We don't see it in general because for the last 8 years, champions tend to fight just twice a year. So, you know, you're right on that end, bro. JB Cinema, big ups to him. Mayweather versus Nicolino Loche. Come on, bro. That guy was from like the 70s. Do you know the odds for Canelo Yieldrum? No, I do not. Mayweather versus Loche. Mayweather all day, bro. Come on. Armando, what's up? Marcos, why is Tank a superstar, but he's at his peak? He can't move up anymore. Too small. Okay, let me try to decipher that. Why is Tank a superstar? But he's rephrase that question for me, bro. Maybe let's see. Canelo versus Rousey, bro. Stop. Boxing mafias. Okay. Boxing and the Mob. Did you guys see that documentary? Ooh, I haven't seen it yet, but I've been hearing little whispers here and there for years about all that stuff. UFC model. They don't do it though because of the other way. It makes more hype and money. Marcos. Canelo's unifying this year at 168. This is why I don't rent fights anymore. I just watch streams. You mean he doesn't pay for fights anymore? They want to retire from boxing well off and healthy. I agree. They have every right to go and do that. It's not even fighting the best anymore. It's about someone who can't beat you and make the most money. You can make an argument for that. You can make an argument for that. Why fighters all fall off like Tony Harris and Marcus Brown, Rosario? Why fighters all fall off? I don't know, bro. Why do they fall off like that? They just, they fight somebody where they meet their match. I guess somebody knocked the wind out of him. Yeah, somebody did knock the wind out of me. It sucked. It's not a pleasant experience. You literally feel like you're dying. Like it's a terrible, terrible experience. What's next for Andy? Chris Arreola, probably. Okay, Gilbert. Viva Mexico Puto, says Jesus. What are your thoughts on Chris Eubank Jr., Duran Dice? Sorry I didn't get to this earlier, Duran. And thanks for the super chat. Chris Eubank Jr., he's very talented, a lot of physical gifts, very athletic, has a lot of fast, twitchy muscles. He's really, really fast. Undersized, I think, for super middleweight, but at middleweight is the size that he should be. I think at this point, the opponents that he's faced, I think this year he really needs to make a push to fighting just nothing but top 5 guys. To be honest, I don't believe he's overrated. I believe that he's still growing and he's still learning, and he can be a lot better than he is, especially training with Roy, which he's been doing at this point. I like Chris Eubank. I think he's a cool guy. I've run into him when life was normal a lot, and he's always been nice to me. And his dad especially has been always nice to me, and I always appreciate speaking to his dad. Just got to keep grinding, keep working, but he has a lot of physical gifts that other fighters don't have. But I think he's at a point now in his career because he does hold a belt that he's going to have to step up the opponents. And he wants to. He wants the fights with Golovkin. He's been saying that he wants to fight Golovkin. He's been saying that he wants to fight at Canelo. So, at this point, I think this year and the next year, you're going to see him step up. Who you got on Burchelt versus Valdez and why? Miguel, I said that. Just go ahead and go back on the stream. I kind of broke it down quickly. All Sports, what's up, bro? Mr. McIntosh, what's up? What's up? Marcos, everyone is favoring Burchelt, and rightfully so, but is anyone giving Valdez a chance? I think he's a bit more finesse skill-wise, but not as much power as Burchelt. Yeah, that's the thing that I said earlier, bro. The thing with Oscar is he can win if he boxes because Burchelt's a guy that's just going to come forward and throw a ton of punches at you, and you can't get touched up by him because he's a power puncher. He's a big freaking puncher. He's going to tear you up. But if you box, move, use your footwork, in and out movement, you can give him trouble, and you can end up beating him. Thing is, can Oscar stop himself from being willed into a firefight with Burchelt? He's been willed into firefights before with other guys, and he gets clipped sometimes. And I don't think he has the firepower to back off Burchelt. So I'm sure, they're aware of this. Reynoso, Eddie is aware of this, and they're putting together a plan. But the thing is he going to go ahead and follow the plan? I think given the opponent and given the danger, I think he's going to stick to the plan. Hey, everybody, let's get some more likes here. Let's get 50 more likes. Let's go. Do you have communication with Triple Y? If so, do you know if he's fighting Munguia? No, man. I haven't talking to Gennady in a long, long time. I don't know. It's hard to communicate with him, to be honest. Canelo is a cherry picker, says Rod. Is this Rod Saka? Rod the guy? Let's see here. Box Talk 101. What's up? Okay, let's see here. Explain how a promotion like Top Rank can make money when there is a purse bid. For example, Lopez Cambuses, and they aren't the winners of said purpose. They don't win money. That's why you don't want the fight to go to a purse bid, because you don't win money. You lose out. You're not the promoter anymore. You get a cut, but you don't get the main cut anymore. Braden, I'm Team Marcos. For sure, I'm Team Marcos. What up, Gad Nuke, Breaker of Worlds? That's an interesting name, bro. Johnny Garcia, dude, you're hilarious. Why you say that? I'm only asking because Eubank dropped Yieldrum, because like what I mentioned, and I know these responses are delayed because they're sparring partners. They were sparring partners. Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder. We discussed this. Go and rewind a little bit. Shout out to El Zurdo Ramirez Marcos. What's up? I am a southpaw. How'd you know that? Jamal would KO Benavidez. I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that, bro. We haven't seen anybody pressure Jamal. Bully the bully. We haven't seen anybody try to bully the bully. And David's a bigger guy than Jamal, throws more punches than Jamal. That's a pick 'em fight, man. That's a shootout. That's a tough fight for both guys. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. I hope all this chatter ends up turning out to be something for reals, where they go and they put Charlo Benavidez into a pay-per-view to kind of build up either or fighter's stature to position them better name and recognition-wise for Canelo fight. Charlo Benavidez is like 50-50. I agree, bro. And I'm seeing a lot of you guys say that. Charlo 50-50. Charlo Benavidez is 50-50. El Canelo unifica el super middleweight y va a dar la sorpresa unificando en 175. Ahí lo traduces. Okay, that's terrible Spanish on my part. I'll say that again. He's saying that Canelo will unify it at 168 and then he'll surprise everybody and unify at 175. Disagree, Gabriel. No estoy en acuerdo contigo, Gabriel. I think Canelo is not going to move up past 168. The guys at 175 are way too bigger than him. Him against Beterbiev would probably walk through him, even though I think Canelo would have to fight the perfect fight. And even then, hope he doesn't get clipped with the Beterbiev punch. Though Beterbiev is getting older, but Beterbiev, there's a reason why they call him Better Beast. This guy's a freaking Russian Mack truck. And I don't know if Canelo would have the power to be able to keep someone like him off of him. So I don't see him going to 175 anymore, to be honest. Charlo is the most dangerous fight for any fighter. Cromdell says Andre sucks. He's not a fan of him. Benavidez wins by KO. Marcos Moneybag. What's up, Yair? What's up, bro? In shape, Ruiz dominated Joshua. Very true. ¿Qué onda, vato? What's up, Yair? Charlo versus Benavidez would be a good-ass fight. I agree. I would love to see that. I love that fight. That's such a great fight because, like I mentioned, no one's ever tried or attempted to push Charlo back. And Benavidez is a big guy who throws a lot of punches. So it'd be interesting to see how Charlo is going to be able to adjust to somebody, making him fight backwards, making him fight off the back foot. And if Charlo has the power to be able to keep someone like David off of him so that he's not pressing as much, it's a very fascinating fight, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a great fight. Hopefully we do see it because that is a shoot 'em, pick 'em fight. And I think that's a fight that would get a lot of buzz because you don't know who's going to win. Ruiz looking like Jabba the Hutt. Still had Joshua trying to win on points. So learn how to Han Solo. That's my Jabba impression. Why fighters fall off? Okay. And Jay, your answer to that is probably further in the chat. I'm trying to get to it as quickly as possible. I don't see Charlo fighting light heavyweight. Just saying, yeah, I don't see him either. Peter Healy with the question of the night. Peter, an alien race will rule us by 2027. Wait and see. Peter, do you watch those videos on YouTube, dog? Are you talking about the Greys? Or are they going to end up ruling us? Who's not to say that they're not already here, bro? They haven't infiltrated us. That they haven't been here for the past 60 years after they crash landed in Roswell, dog. What makes you not think that? That they've been here, that they're already ruling us, that they're telling us what to do and what not to do. What makes you think that then they're not already doing this, man? Come on, bro. Think. I'm just talking on my ass. The invasion will come. Bro, Peter, you're on one, dog. Like when Bob Arum said UFC's guys rolling around like homosexuals. Yeah, that was a classic interview from Bob. Bob doesn't give an F, bro. But I admire that. I admire that about Bob, that he has no filter. I admire honesty in people because I'd rather know where someone stands as opposed to someone telling me how they are and then acting a completely different way when I'm away from them. Ruiz versus Konaski would be interesting. It would be good, but I think Andy would end up besting him. Tell Charlo to fight El Zurdo Ramirez. Different weight class, bro. Different weight class. Many MMA fans openly don't like to watch grappling. The hype behind Conor was massive because of his power. Boxing would be massive. Promoters weren't in the way. Everyone likes a fist fight. Very true, bro. Very true. Very true. I don't think anyone's watching that Yieldrum fight. People are going to watch that Yieldrum fight. Canelo tickets are only $70. Well, homeboy's saying it was like 2K or 5K, something like that. Let's get 40 more likes up in here, yo. 40 more likes. Good point, M says Soler. I don't even know what the heck I was talking about, to be honest. Charlo would hurt Canelo worse than any fighter has, says Zan Colder. I don't know. Do you think Charlo's a bigger puncher than Kovalev? I don't know. He could be, or a bigger puncher than Golovkin. I don't know, man. I think Golovkin was David Benavidez sparred Golovkin, and I'm not sure if I don't think David ever sparred Kovalev, but Benavidez says that Golovkin is the hardest puncher he's ever been in there with. And that like his punches, just you feel him right to the bone, Got to speak to people that have sparred both Charlo and Golovkin to really know. But I'm not sure about that, man. Golovkin's power is special. That's what made Golovkin who he was. Kovalev was a big puncher as well. Charlo got hurt to the body in the 8th. Imagine Canelo. And JP, I ran into Ugas and his fine-ass girlfriend. Yeah, his girlfriend is Al Cien, güey. Al Cien. Why isn't Canelo fighting anybody? Damn it. This chat reset it again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get to all of these this time. Okay. So bear with me here as I go back up to where I was. Stop skipping it. I don't know what I'm skipping. I don't know what's happening. Okay. I'm going to have to restart. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Canelo's on another level. Canelo bigger puncher than Kovalev. Whoa. No, Charlo bigger puncher than Canelo. Whoa. Kovalev and Gigi both had stiff jabs. They did. He's not a bigger puncher than either, says Team Batman. At this stage of the career, yes, Charlo's a bigger puncher. Power's the last thing that goes in a fighter, though, bro. That's the last thing that goes. So they still keep that punch, man. So I don't know. Charlo's had knockouts, but has he had knockouts the likes of a Golovkin or a Kovalev? Dude, Kovalev killed someone. So I don't know. That's. We'd have to find someone who sparred them to see who is the bigger puncher. But I think we've seen more devastating knockouts come from Golovkin more than anyone else, to be honest, Benavidez versus Andrade. Winner gets Canelo. Nah, that's not going to happen, bro. Charlo solid, but he's nowhere near Triple E. Brandon Adams won the distance. Yeah, but sometimes, opponents know how to – they're so experienced. They know how to survive in there. They know how to not get knocked out. Kovalev was washed when Canelo fought him. What top welterweight did Triple G stop? What do you mean what top welterweight? He stopped a lot of guys, bro. I meant middleweight. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, I'm like, what top welterweight? I thought you were making a Kell Brook reference there. Kovalev was a huge puncher. He was, and he killed somebody. No, Charlo has a chance. You could throw in both twins and he whooped them. That shotgun of a jab, Charlo gives Canelo problems. Dude, Triple G has a shotgun of a jab too, bro. You forget about that. You forget about that, dog. Don't, Triple G has a shotgun jab too. Yeah, Robert Easter's fighting in 2 weeks, bro. This is Mark. Canelo la gana a todos, vato. Why did Zerto fall off? Zerto just fought a few months ago in Texas, but he's not with Top Rank anymore. He has his own promotional company. It's just bad promotion, I guess. He just never took off. He's a cool guy. I always like seeing him. Charlie Z versus Jake Paul. Julius Richards, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. The super chat for supporting. Thank you. If you guys want to support the channel, please use the super chat function to go ahead and support us, or if you want to get your question answered right away. I am not going to run before a live chat because this significantly alters my mood, dude. These runs kick my butt, and I get tired. All right. Julius Richards, big ups. And let's get 40 more likes, guys. Come on, let's get to 100 likes. Who do you see Demetrius Andrade fighting this year? They're saying that Liam guy, Liam Williams, is the next fight for Andrade. That's like his I don't know if it's a mandatory. I think it might be a mandatory for the WBO. But yeah, that's the next guy that he's fighting. After that, no idea of who he fights. I just hope he gets someone significant. But like I mentioned, the whole money issue, fighters wanting to fight guys that will make them a lot of money, it puts them in a tough position. JD, Dudu Bumjade versus Caleb Soft Hands Platt. Make it happen. You guys are ruthless sometimes, man. French Fry Montana, what's up? When is Canelo going to stop picking fighters and fight Benavidez? Well, Canelo wants to unify. So with him saying that means, he's only going to fight with guys that have belts because he wants to unify 168. So David would have to get a belt, I think, and then he could put himself in the conversation. But obviously, that's the fight that everybody wants to see. Ivan Cruz, hey, you. What's up, bro? Thank you for that super chat, for supporting. I didn't know Kovalev killed an opponent. Yeah, Kovalev killed an opponent in the ring a few years back. I asked him about it, and he got really freaking mad at me for asking him about it. He talked about it, but after, like, I think it was Kathy or the daughter, I'm not sure. I don't remember, or was it Ugas? But they all, like, for when I asked it, they gave me a look of death. Like, why are you asking him this? Don't ask him this. And Kovalev answered the question, but then even Kovalev said, please, no more questions about this, please. So, bro, man, you kill someone, it's not a happy experience, like, you beat someone up, you beat someone to death. That's what Kovalev did. Kovalev beat someone to death. Yeah, it could happen to him, it could happen to anybody, but that doesn't wait. That's a burden on you, man, that you're gonna constantly be reminded of that. That's a very traumatic thing to go through. You beat someone to death. $70 for nosebleeds. Usually that's how it is. Ruiz versus Chris Oriola. Askren's going to destroy Jake Paul. I hope so. Another super chat. What's up? Art Regalado. Thank you, Art. I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate all you guys supporting with the super chat, man. Thank you very, very much. Big ups there. Plant looked terrible versus Truax. Canelo takes him out quickly. Marcus, do you have a home gym? No, I run around here. Around the block. Rosado want to fight Andrade. I like that Rosado fight for Andrade. Rosado will bring it to him. Rosado looked good against Daniel. Dude, Rosado looked great against Daniel Jacobs. Yeah, the fight wasn't as exciting as we thought it would be, but Rosado looked pretty damn good in there against Daniel Jacobs. I was surprised, so maybe he will give Andrade a good fight. Andrade obviously is the more technical fighter. He should be levels above Rosado, but like I've mentioned earlier, it's starting to look like Andrade is starting to change the style up a little bit to make it more fan-friendly to viewers, so he could appeal to more people. So, hey, you never know. But Andrade should win that fight. Liam Williams is pretty good, yo. I've never seen Liam Williams fight, to be honest, so I have no idea if he's good or not. Oreos or Chips Ahoy? Oreos for sure, bro. Oreos all day. Oreos. I hope Askren touches Jake and doesn't get the knockout. I'm actually really excited about this Askren versus Jake Paul fight. It's a freak show fight, but it's one that's intriguing because Ben Askren should win this fight. Okay, Ben Askren has trained with killers. All right, Ben Askren was, I believe, at Rufo Sport in Milwaukee, and some of the training partners were like the Pettis brothers and other people. Right, so he's trained with guys that have sick striking, and he's been in the fire. He's composed. He's been in moments where people have teed off on him in the gym and inside the octagon. Dude lasted against Robbie. I have no idea how he lasted against Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler had him out, okay? If that would have been Jake Paul against Robbie Lawler, he would have been out. And Askren somehow, some way survived against Robbie Lawler. And Robbie Lawler is a big puncher. I highly doubt that Jake Paul is a bigger puncher than a Robbie Lawler with 4-ounce gloves, okay? Like I said, he's been through the fire and he's kept his composure. Askren ended up winning that Robbie Lawler fight. Ben Askren should win this fight. But the intriguing thing is, yes, it's true. Ben Askren is a wrestler who has crappy stand-up. His stand-up is terrible, and it's not an MMA fight. It's a boxing fight. He can't use his greatest strength, all right, which is his wrestling. But he's gotten heat from a lot more dangerous people than a Jake Paul in training and in professional fights. Askren dominated Douglas Lima. Douglas Lima is a freaking savage. That guy's striking is world-class level. So I'm saying, should win the fight. Shouldn't anything that gets thrown at him shouldn't be a problem for him, because he's been in there with a lot more dangerous guys. But you don't know, bro, because his striking is pretty damn bad, you know? That's why I want to see the fight, because we don't know. We don't know how it's going to play out. He should win, though. He should win. He should be very dominant, and it should be maybe not the end of it, but maybe the end of him facing serious people like that. Everybody buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. But Eduardo thinks Jake's going to win. Pierre Turquet. We talked about Valdez versus Burchell. Go ahead and rewind. Askren dominated Douglas Lima. I think Jake stops him. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. Boxing dialogue. I don't think if freaking Robbie Lawler, bro. Robbie Lawler is a savage, man. With 4-ounce gloves, if Robbie Lawler couldn't put this guy out with 4-ounce gloves, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, but I don't see it, man. I just do not see it at all. Jacob's on his way out. Let's hope not, but I think he is on the sunset of his career. Does GG retire this year if he doesn't fight Canelo? No, there's still some fights out there for Triple E. Charlo's, Munguia, Eubank. So there's still some interesting fights there for Gennady Golovkin, but obviously he's getting up there in age, and his window is closing. So I think at this point they're going to go for like the biggest fights possible that'll generate the biggest purses and the biggest amount of interest from people. I'll box Jake Paul for free. I only weigh 130. That jab to the body from Jermel to Jason was fire. It was, man. It was crazy. Munguia hasn't been tested. Triple G's going to test him. That's for sure. Askren don't win, I'm assuming. Hey, I think the odds are getting closer now, because I think people are starting to realize what I'm saying. Like, this guy's been in there with killers, and he's done well. He's been composed. Benavidez and Andrade are the most voted fighters from 160 to 168. Why not make that fight or push for it? A few reasons. 1, different promoters. 2, different networks. 3, different weight class. Jake actually has a great 1-2 and solid power. He's a millionaire. He could pay the best trainers. JD, bro, you're born with power. This guy, Jake Paul, I can't believe I'm arguing this. This is crazy. This is prime 2021. I'm arguing with you over Jake Paul's power when compared to someone like a Douglas Lima or a Robbie Lawler. Oh, my God. Dogecoin to the moon. Team Batman Boxing, no cojones. Trust. Thanks, bro. Okay. Andrade already said he doesn't want to fight Benavidez. Everybody's all up on Dogecoin to the moon. I don't get any of this Bitcoin-ish. JB Cinema, what's up, bro? Thank you for the super chat once again. He thinks that Valdez is going to pull the upset. I'm telling you, bro, if he boxes well, if he boxes smart in and out and doesn't get into a firefight, he has a great chance of winning that fight. Thing is, he's been dragged into firefights before. Maya took Covington the distance, and they mostly stand-up fighting. Askren was winning the stand-up in their fight until Maya took his back. I'm telling you, he's been in there with killers, dude, with guys that can hit harder than this guy. Do you think Zurdo fights Canelo? No. He's not even pro. Jesus, Jake's a joke, says Peter. No Munguio, he's special. Marcos, what do you think of Harrison Rosario as a comeback fight? Says Ari. That's a great fight, Ari. You should be a matchmaker. That's a really, really good fight, I think, for both Tony Harrison and Jason Rosario. I'd love to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if they proposed that. You know, both guys haven't fought since their losses. Harrison obviously had a bad 2020, man, a terrible 2020 with the passing of his dad, who was his trainer. And, you know, Rosario, I think that's a good fight for both guys. I think the favorite in that fight would be Rosario, because we've seen with the two Charlo performances, and even before with the other ones when Jarrett Hurd had stopped Harrison. Harrison has trouble with pressure guys that come forward and just really put it on him. It seems when it gets to like round 9, 10, 11, things really start to crumble apart for him. It could be a conditioning thing. It could be a mental thing. I don't know. He tends to box well early on, but then at the end, these guys, the pressure just starts mounting and mounting, and the pressure ends up crushing him. That's why I would but I would pick Rosario over Harrison, just because what I've seen in the past fights when people have pressured him, and you would think that Rosario and his team would see this, would know this, would make a plan to approach him and go and try to execute it. Rogan sounds like he believes in Jake Paul. He's crazy. I doubt that he believes in Jake Paul, man. Jake Paul is too young and strong for Ben Askren. Stop it, dog. Stop it. It doesn't matter that Ben has experience. Ben's pad work is on YouTube. It looks terrible. Bro, Ben is trolling everybody. You guys realize that, right? That he's trolling everybody on purpose. Those clips that he releases isn't him really training. And yes, I understand his stand-up is terrible. It is. But it's not that bad. He's trolling everybody on purpose. Don't believe those videos that you see him uploading recently, because it's not reflective of his skill set. $200 on Valdez, says JB Cinema. Best taco spot in LA, bro. Tacos Al Cabron. That's a dope taco spot. If not, tire shop tacos in South Central. There you go, Ari. You should. Man, I'm losing my voice, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the chat because my back's on fire for some weird reason, and I still got to go to the gym again. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, let's get some more likes, man. Let's try to see how close we can get to 100 likes. I'll answer a few more questions, actually. I'm going to stay, but my back's on fire. Let's get some more likes. If you guys haven't subscribed already to the channel, please subscribe. We'll be back here next Monday at 5:35. If you guys have any feedback for us in order to make this a much better live chat experience for you, please let me know. Send us a message on Instagram, actually, at FightUpTV. If you guys want to be a part of the live chat, know how to make it better, or know how to make live callers or having guests live, please message us on Instagram to let us know how we can go ahead and do that. Let's get about 16 more likes, guys. Let's go. We're not done yet. I'll leave when we get to 100. Let's get to 100, but I do got to go to the gym. It's already 7. They close at 9. I missed the gym, says Soler. Yeah, bro, but look, the gym that I go to gets really packed, so it's really like you're always like all paranoid when you go to the gym. Like everybody, for the most part, keeps their mask on, but still it's crowded. People are like no social distancing. They're right next to each other. So it's not a non-stressful experience, that's for sure. Davis got exposed by Ronald Galvin. I don't know. What are you referring to, bro? Marcos, I sent you the Daniel Kinahan link on Twitter. Yes, I just haven't had a time to go ahead and watch the documentary yet. I've had friends call me and tell me that not much was put out there that was like concrete. It's all like circumstantial stuff, you know? So I don't believe COVID is worth changing our lives in the slightest. The killers are cancer and heart disease, which is caused by being sedentary. You know, you got a point. You know, COVID's killed a lot of people, bro. It's killed a lot of people that didn't need to die. You should live stream with us on the Valdez versus Burchell. I will, bro. I will. I'll do a live stream for Valdez versus Burchell because I'm actually looking forward to that fight. Harrison Rosario is a great fight. Yep, I totally agree, man. I think Rosario might stop Harrison. Yeah, he could. His chin might not hold up. Rosario can punch, and Rosario's a big boy, dude. He's a big guy, very big guy. That's what they said about Nate Robinson. Benavidez versus Beterbiev at 175. Jesus Christ. Dude, can you guys imagine that fight? Benavidez versus Beterbiev at 175? Oh, my God. That's a car wreck and an avalanche mixed in with a tornado and a hurricane. Oh, my God. Beterbiev versus Benavidez at 175. Jesus. That's fight of the year. That's a fight of the year, and someone gets stopped really bad, and that's a fire fight. And that's nonstop action till however. Oh my God, who said that? Team Batman, bro. Let's put that out in the universe, dog. Beterbiev versus Benavidez at some point. Thing is, Beterbiev is old, you know. He's 37, 38, I think, at this point. So, you know, I don't know. And David's staying put at 168 for now because he wants the Canelo fight. He wants the Plant fight. He wants the Charlo fight. But I agree, man. That would be a war. That'd be crazy. Do you think we get in a boxing game soon? I don't think so. Let's get 10 more likes, guys. 10 more likes. If you haven't liked already, let's get 10 more likes, please. 612, 48 pounds. Put money on me against Jake Paul. Okay, bro. What happened to Benavidez' brother, says David Blanco. Jose? I don't know. I always ask David about Jose. I guess he's still training, he's still active, but you know, with what happened with his leg, his knee, you know, it limits him to what he can really do, which is unfortunate because Benavidez Jr. was a prodigy, man. Like all the talk 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago was how Jose Benavidez Jr. would absolutely mess up people in the gym sparring. You know, there's a clip of him sparring Manny, and he's giving it to Manny, dude. He's putting hands on Manny. And you're like, what the hell? Like how this young kid's putting it on Manny. Like, no freaking – and this is when Manny was in his prime. You know, so it's it sucks to not see that potential be reached because of what happened with the leg. But you know, I don't know what's happening with Benavidez Jr. You know, I hope he's doing well. I know he has a family now, like his little brother David, and you know he's. I think from the interview that I had with David, I think he said something that he's never going to be 100% in the leg. He's never going to be 100%, but they're just doing the best that they can given, you know, what happened, which is unfortunate. Beterbiev 36. Okay, there's still time for Beterbiev versus Benavidez. 36, but hey, the clock's winding down on that. 92 likes. Can we get 8 more likes? Can we get to 100, dog? Can we get to 100, broskies? Haney's the young star. He is drinking the Divina. Cristobal, what's up, bro? Thank you for. Oh, damn, bro. Crystal Ball, you the man. Handle your business. Great work. Thank you, bro. I'm trying to handle my business, dog. Just in case I get offered one of these social media fights. I got to be ready. I can't be out of shape, It's funny story. Funny story. This is a treat for you guys that are on the chat still. I'm only going to say a little bit, but last week I was talking to a friend who's putting on a fight that you'll hear about that'll be on pay-per-view with a legend of the sport against the son of a legend. And he just randomly kind of like, hey, would you do one of those social media fights? I had, an agency like bring this up, would you be willing to do it? And I'm like, how much? And he threw out a figure and I said, nah, that's not enough. I would want this much. And he's like, we can maybe get to that with pay-per-view because, who would you want to fight? And I'm like, there's a few guys I'd want to fight. And I told him who. He's like, well, let me see the feedback for that. And I wasn't really expecting him to reach out to said person. And, I'm like, well, just see what happens, see what happens, the whole money thing, let's just throw it out there and then present something. Calls me the next day and he goes, hey, I talked to so-and-so. And I was like, what? Really? He's like, yeah, man, like this company wants us to find social media people to put on a fight on this card. And, it makes sense. And I'm like, all right, well, what happened? They told me they declined the fight. And I'm like, really, bro? They declined the fight? He's like, yeah. And I'm not going to say who it was, but, it is what it is. Would have been, I think it would have made a lot of money, to be honest. But, I'm going to stop it at there because he just told me some things that got me really just like, oh, really, this guy's saying this? Like, oh, God, like this guy. But, yeah, 2021, guys. This is crazy. It's crazy. Marcos Villegas being offered a social media fight in Texas on the card of a legend. Oh, my God. Man. And the money actually wasn't that bad. I was surprised. I threw out a figure. But now in hindsight, I would have settled somewhere in the middle if they would have had a real thing. But no, the other side said no. And yeah, it is what it is. I'm just going to leave it at that because, there's no point in really talking about it anymore. They did propose someone else. And I didn't say anything, but it's like, bro, like this guy's like 35 pounds bigger than me. Like, come on, dog. Like I weigh 170 and I'm still like dropping down weight, like I'm not going to go up against a guy who's 200 pounds unless there's some sort of like meet me in the middle at 185 then. How much money? I was surprised by how much. And I told him, I wanted a little bit more. And they're like, well, we can maybe get to that amount through pay-per-view points if you guys drive pay-per-views. And I'm like, okay, well, reach out to the other side and see what they think, and they did. And they're like, nah. They said no, that they don't want to take the fight with you. I'm like, okay, cool. But it's just hilarious because I talked to a few friends. No, actually, I talked to two people. And I asked them, no, three people. And I asked them, one a pro fighter and two other people. And I asked, hey, is this amount worth it for this type of exhibition? The amount that I threw out. And they said, yeah, you're right to ask that much. And they asked who it was. And I'm like, I'm not telling you. I only told one other person who it was. So yeah. Never know what will happen though. Never know what will happen. That's prime 2021. Like I mentioned, I know we give Jake and Logan all this ish, and some of it is warranted because I think the way they portray themselves as like they're real boxers, they're real fighters, and I think boxing fans get offended by that because they see that they're they're coming into the game a different way, and they're not fighting real boxers. They're fighting Jake fought a YouTuber and Ansem Gibb and Nate Robinson, and now he's finally fighting a real fighter in Ben Askren. We're really going to see, but I do say that, look, Jake's putting in the work, man, and he's in there and he's actually fighting people. So you got to give him a level of respect for doing that, because he's doing something that me and you haven't had the balls to go ahead and do, to be honest. So he does deserve a certain level of respect for even stepping in there and actually fighting someone and willing to get turned into a meme, because that's what happens with these fights, man. You get knocked out bad, you get turned into a meme, and that stays with you for a very, very long time. So you got to give him, especially him, more so than Logan, I think, because look who he's fighting. He's fighting an actual real professional fighter. In that, in a real, actually sanctioned fight as well. So he's not starting. He has my respect for that. He's sparring real pros and all that. But I think sometimes the way he goes about it, I think, kind of rubs people off the wrong way. But he seems to be serious about it. And little by little, the guy's never had any amateur. So. Experience. So let's see what happens with this fight. All right, guys, an hour and 25 minutes in this. 3 more likes to get 100 likes. Follow us on social media at Fight Up TV. Follow me as well at Hey It's Marcos V. That was my funny little story with the social media fight, which I never thought would be possible. Yes, we have merch. Here's a Fight Hub shirt. What's up, Al? What's going on? 100 likes. All right, everybody give yourself a round of applause. We need to come out with more merch, but I want to grow this live chat. I want to grow the community a little bit more. Man, I want to get up to like 500 mofos up in here, guys. So please help me spread the word of the live chat. We have a good little core group here. We don't got any stupidness in this chat. We don't got any dilutedness and any nonsense going on here. I'm glad that we're all like-minded in here, and we don't peddle crazy, stupid-ish, and we're not coming in with any, I think from what I've seen from you guys, I got you 100. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I think from what I've seen from you guys that are always here on a consistent basis every Monday at 5:35. What's up, Steve? You're an hour late, dog. Every Monday at 5:35. We're all pretty fair and objective, unless it's Canelo. There's a lot of people, but we're changing that little by little. Okay, this whole Canelo stuff, but I like to think that it's reflective of that. Let you mod. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't even know how the modding works, dog. I don't even know what I'm doing half the time on YouTube still, and I've been on this thing forever. Start a YouTube membership, says JB. Maybe I should, but I don't want to be. I don't want it to be inclusive or exclusive. I want to include people in this. I want as many boxing, like-minded, like us, boxing fans in this chat as possible. I want to keep growing this and growing and growing, so we have something, a community where we don't have to put up. There's a lot of dumbass boxing fans. Some dumbass boxing fans, dumbass creators peddling out dumbass-ish, okay? And I don't like that. I don't like that. Snow Queen versus Ugas girlfriend. They both pretty hot, that's for sure. Snow Queen, she got it going on. I'll admit that. She got it going on. So does Ugas girlfriend. But yeah, there's a lot of dumbass crap just in general. And from what I've seen with you guys that have been here on a consistent basis, one, and just it's reflective of me too. I don't put up with dumbass-ish. But you guys seem to be pretty even flow, like me. Okay, able to sniff out BS for the most part. Yes, we're going to have our disagreements here and there, but it's not outlandish stuff either that you guys are pushing out there as well. So I want to keep this growing, keep the channel growing. Please subscribe, dude. We're so close to getting to that milli mark, and YouTube's changing, and YouTube's weird also as well. I wish I would have done something like this years ago. Big mistake on my end to not activate the sub base that we have, and that we have had for a long time. Gilbert, yep, I agree, bro. I agree. So let's keep this little thing growing, man. Let's keep it growing. Let's keep it rocking. Steve, you're funny, bro. Thank you, David. I appreciate that, doggy. Follow us on Instagram. Keep that growing. We're almost at 100,000 followers on Instagram. So if you don't follow our Instagram page at Fight Up TV, follow us. Follow us on Twitter as well. This has been Flaco Marcos. Yeah, I know, David. I'm losing weight, bro, from all the running and stuff. And I'm getting older, bro. You get older, you lose muscle, which sucks. I used to be a lot more beefier. That's for sure. A lot more mamado. Shut up, bro. Come on, dog. Hey, stop that. Don't put any rumors out there, doggy. Don't put any rumors out there, bro. Now you made me lose my train of thought, dog. Thanks, bro. Yeah, let's keep this growing. That's for sure. So everybody, just put on notifications and make a reminder. We do this every Monday at 5:35, okay? So let's keep it growing. Let's keep it going. Next Monday, 5:35, live chat. Follow us, social media, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And, man, let's keep rocking and rolling, man. Let's keep rocking and rolling with this. More tacos equals more mamado. If that was the case, bro, then I'm like mamado al cien way, okay? I'm like uber mamado if that was the case, dog. And yeah, I know. I made a mistake, bro. I should have done this live chat 4 years ago, because it would have been a lot bigger community. But hey, better late than never. There's a lot of things I didn't do because I didn't know what I was doing on YouTube. But I got a good amount of people advising me now on what to do. So let's keep it going. Oh, I do want to tell you guys this. This weekend, we're going to release a really cool video that I worked on. And it's called The Craziest Boxing Press Conference Moments That We've Witnessed in Person. And it's a really cool compilation. It's 25 minutes long, but it's really good of all the crazy press conference scuffles that I've witnessed in person over the years. So that's going to be releasing this weekend. We're going to release a little teaser. We're going to be pushing it on social media. So look out for it because it'll be released this weekend on the YouTube channel. Okay. It's really, really good. We're going to make a second one, but make sure to, I'll put a reminder out there and I'll keep pushing it on social media, but just make sure to follow the social media so you're reminded of it. And then also as well, put some cat fights in there. There is Sinisa's in the video with her beef with Marlon. So, that's in there. So I'll leave it at that. This Saturday, the craziest boxing press conference moments witnessed by Fight Hub that'll be released Saturday or Sunday. So smash the like button one last time, guys. I'm just rambling now. I need to get to the gym. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Subscribe. Tell all your boxing homies, all your boxing bros, please subscribe to the channel. Keep watching our content, please. Keep liking our content. It helps us with the algorithms as well. What 3 fights do you want to see in 2021? Okay, quickly. Tong Yang, you get the final question. Tong Yang gets the final question. 3 fights that I want to see in 2021. Fury versus Joshua. Crawford versus Spence. And call me crazy. This is coming out of left field for some of you. Inoue versus Neary. That's a dope fight. Inoue versus Neary. Freaking fireworks. Someone's going down and going down early. That fight does not last 5 rounds. All right, there we go. Thank you for that, Vic. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Just follow us on all the social media. Subscribe to the channel and give us one final like. Appreciate it, guys. Have a happy Monday. Stay positive. Stay working out. That's the key during these hard times. And check in on your family and friends as well, bro. Thank you so much, man. And have a good rest of your Monday night. Peace out, brothers.